Legal action over the Dalai Lama visa saga and corruption costs our country 30 billion rand a year. Good day to you. COPE and the IFP have launched an application in the Cape High Court to challenge the legality and constitutionality of the government's apparent refusal to grant the Dalai Lama a visa to enter South Africa. The leaders of the two political parties are the complainants in the case. They want the court to review the process. The IFP's Mario Ambrosini.
We cannot allow wrong to stand. This is a flagrant wrong which has been repeated twice. It's in the eyes and the mouths of all South Africa. Everyone knows about it. If we allow this to stand, anything else of this magnitude and anything else smaller than this will stand. It is not a matter of taking it to the streets. It's a matter of having faith in the constitutional strength of our system, and we need to go to court.
The Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution has called for the establishment of an independent anti-corruption agency in the country. Spokesperson Lawson Nadu made the call during the launch of the national whistleblowing campaign in Cape Town.
And we're saying that Parliament ought to now put in place an independent anti-corruption agency that is able to investigate corruption without fear, favour and prejudice, and also to undertake preventative measures to combat corruption, as well as to undertake a public education campaign around corruption and the dangers of corruption to the fabric of our society.
At the same launch, the Open Democracy Advice Centre said corruption costs South Africa over 30 billion rand a year. The centre's Alison Tilley has called on members of the public who have information about corruption to blow the whistle for the good of the country.
It's very important that people get legal advice before they blow the whistle, and we have a toll-free helpline exactly for that, which is 0800 52 5352, where people can actually call up, they can get free confidential legal advice. And the Protected Disclosures Act provides for protections for whistleblowers. It doesn't provide enough, it's not strong enough, but if you approach it carefully with good legal advice, you can blow the whistle safely.
Police officers testifying in the murder trial of Eugene Blanche have passed the buck as to who should have read the accused their rights at the time of their arrest. Last week, the arresting officer, Jack Ramunyani, said he was so taken aback by the murder scene that he didn't warn and caution the accused. Police detective Peter Modise, testifying in the Circuit High Court in Ventersdorp in the northwest, says he assumed that Ramunyani had read the accused their rights. Candice Klein reports.
Modise says Ramunyani told him that the two farm workers were under arrest. Modise then assumed that they were read their rights and proceeded to question the suspects. Advocate Norman Aronser accused Modise of lying, saying, quote, "You're getting a Pinocchio nose now." Aronser says Modise made up the teenager's so-called confession. Aronser says Modise had no right to question the accused about the murder without first warning them of the consequences.
Government says the current rate of rhino poaching poses no danger to its population. The Water and Environmental Affairs Minister, Edna Molewa, says the birth rate of both the white and black rhino currently exceeds the rate of poaching. She was replying to a parliamentary question. The minister has, however, warned that if poaching continues to escalate, as it has in the past 4 years, rhino populations will decline. Israel's Supreme Court is hearing 4 petitions against a deal with militant group Hamas that would see more than 1,000 Palestinian prisoners freed in exchange for a captured Israeli soldier. The BBC's Rupert Wingfield-Hayes.
The families petitioning Israel's Supreme Court to halt the prisoner swap have virtually no chance of success. Hundreds of Palestinian prisoners have already been moved to a holding center in Israel's Negev desert, ready for the swap. The swap is expected to take place on Tuesday morning, and despite the objections from some, most Israelis appear to support the deal. An opinion poll this morning shows 80% say it is worth releasing more than 1,000 Palestinians in order to get one Israeli soldier home.
The top story at 5 o'clock, COPE and the IFP have launched an application in the Cape High Court to challenge the legality of the government's apparent refusal to grant the Dalai Lama a visa to enter SA.